welcome once again, all of you, to my Infinity English class by Jay Sir. So, children, before I start the chapter, I want to give you a brief introduction about the lesson Indigo, which is written by Louis Fisher. In this lesson, the author describes the conflict between the poor sharecroppers of Champaran and the powerful British landlords, and the sharecroppers' victory with the help of Gandhi. So, to begin with the chapter, and let us first get the introduction of the author. Louis Fisher was born in Philadelphia and he was a successful journalist. He was a great admirer of Mahatma Gandhi and he wrote a book on Gandhi titled The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. The book has been reviewed as one of the best books on Gandhi by the Times Educational Supplement. And Indigo, the chapter which we are going to read about, is an extract from the book. Now children, before we go into the chapter, I'm just going to give you a bit description why the word Gandhi has been used by the author Louis Fisher. As we all know that Louis Fisher was born in Philadelphia, that means he is not from India. So for that reason, there was no as such mention of Gandhiji wherever the word has been used in this chapter. So keep it in mind, my dear children, that it is all about the place which we are staying in. So in this particular extract, Indigo, the author describes the conflict between the poor peasants of Champaran and the British planters and the peasants' victory over the British planters. The British planters were forced to abandon their estates and they reward them to the peasants. This particular victory of the peasants, with the help of Mahatma Gandhi, gave them a confidence and they began to realize that they had their rights. They learned how to fight for their rights. So we can say that Louis Fisher was a successful journalist and a great admirer of Gandhiji. This particular chapter is once again the interview taken by Louis Fisher of Mahatma Gandhi. So children, look into your book as I am going to do the line by line explanation of Indigo. To start with, when I first visited Gandhi in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram in central India, he said, I will tell you how it happened that I decided to urge the departure of the British. It was in 1917. So Louis Fisher visited Gandhiji in the year 1942 at his ashram, and his ashram was in Sevagram. Sevagram is in Madhya Pradesh in Central India. So Mahatma Gandhi regarded him as by telling that the Britishers has already decided to go for the departure, which was way back in 1917. He had gone to the December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow. There were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. During the proceedings, Gandhiji recounted a peasant came up to me, looking me like any other peasants in India, poor and emaciated, and said, I am Rajkumar Shukla. So Gandhiji has gone to the annual convention. Annual convention means the formal assembly. Okay, and this annual convention was of Indian National Congress Party, which was held in Lucknow. 2,301 delegates were there. Delegates means the representative. Okay, and many other visitors. So during the proceedings, means while the meeting was going on, Gandhiji told to everyone that a peasant came up to him and he was looking like any other peasants in India. What do you mean by peasants? Peasants means farmer. Okay, that particular peasant, his name was Rajkumar Shukla. Okay, and he was very prompt and to the point, because later on we'll come to see how he introduced himself. So as Gandhiji said, a peasant came up to me looking like any other peasants in India, poor and emaciated. Emaciated means lean and weak. Okay, and said, I am Rajkumar Shukla. I am from Champaran. I want you to come to my district. Rajkumar Shukla was from Champaran and he wanted Gandhiji to visit his district, and he was from Champaran. Gandhiji had never heard of the place. It was in the foothills of the towering Himalayas, like the kingdom near the kingdom of Nepal. So Gandhiji has never heard of this place, and this Rajkumar Shukla, he wants that Gandhiji should visit his district, which is Champaran, and this Champaran district is in the foothills of the towering Himalayas. Towering Himalayas means very high Himalayas, and which is near the kingdom of Nepal. Under the ancient arrangement, the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. Rajkumar Shukla was one of them. He was illiterate but resolute. He had come to Congress session to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar, and somebody had probably said, speak to Gandhi. So, as said by the Louis Visser, that the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers, and Rajkumar Shukla was one of them. Now, sharecroppers means peasant who give part of their crops as rent to the owner of the land. Okay. Once again I repeat, sharecroppers mean peasants who give part of their crops as rent to the owner of the land. So now Rajkumar Shukla has come to this convention because somebody might have told him that once you speak to Gandhi, he will help you out. Gandhi told Shukla he had an appointment in Kanpur and also committed to go to the other parts of India. That means Gandhi had a formal arrangement to meet at Kanpur. Kanpur, Kanpur. This is the old name of Kanpur, Kanpur. Okay. So as it is, Gandhiji was busy. He had some formal arrangement. He had some previous meetings. So he was not at all willing to give him the time. But Shukla accompanied him everywhere. Then Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Shukla followed him to the ashram. For weeks he never left Gandhiji's side. Fix a date, he begged. Finally, children, Gandhiji was very busy, but Shukla was also very much stubborn type, or we can say he was, as it is introduced by the author, he was illiterate but he was resolute. He was very much determined. So he went to Gandhiji, he went with Gandhiji everywhere wherever he was going, and finally he went to the ashram, and he saw that he finally said to Gandhiji that fix a date. In fact, he was begging him to fix a date. Impressed by the sharecropper's tenacity. Tenacity means persistence or firm hold. So, impressed by the sharecropper's tenacity and story, Gandhi said, I have to be in Calcutta on such and such a date. Come and meet me and take me from there. Finally, Rajkumar Shukla got the date. Means, when Gandhiji will be visiting Calcutta, he told Rajkumar Shukla to come, and he gave him the date, and he told him that take me from there to Champaran. Month passed. Shukla was sitting on his haunches at the appointed spot in Calcutta. When he arrived, he waited till Gandhiji was free. As said by the author, that means Gandhiji gave him the date, but it was not within 1 or 2 days, it was for months, and Shukla was sitting on his haunches. Haunches over here means fleshy part of the hips or buttocks. That means when Gandhiji arrived Calcutta, Rajkumar Shukla was already there beforehand, and he was sitting on his haunches at the appointment spot, and he was waiting for Gandhiji to be free. Then the two of them boarded a train for the city of Patna in Bihar. There Shukla led him to the house of the lawyer named Rajendra Prasad, who later became the president of the Congress party and of India. So, as we know that Gandhiji was true to his words, so he moved on with Rajkumar Shukla, and both of them boarded the train to the city of Patna, which is in Bihar. Rajkumar Shukla took him to the house of the lawyer, and who was the Rajendra Prasad, the president of the Congress party. Later on, he became the president of India also. Rajendra Prasad was out of the town, but the servant knew the Shukla was a poor yeoman who pestered his master to help indigo sharecroppers. So as it is, Rajkumar Shukla was popular over there, so the servant of Rajendra Prasad was also knowing him as a freeholder, and he was a sharecropper, he was a farmer. This was also known by him. So they let him stay on the ground with his companion Gandhi, whom they took to be another peasant. So by appearance also, and by the body structure also, the servant of Rajendra Prasad thought that Gandhiji is also the companion of Rajkumar Shukla. So he made both of them stay on the ground. Okay, but Gandhiji was not permitted to draw water from the well, lest some drops from the bucket pollute the entire source. How did they know that he was not an untouchable? So in those days, children, the untouchability was very much popular. So Gandhiji was also not allowed to touch the water, to touch the bucket. But finally, how did they come to know? Okay. Now moving forward, Gandhiji decided to first go to Muzaffarpur, which was en route to Champaran, to obtain more complete information about the condition than Shukla was capable of imparting. That means Gandhiji was also had a plan in his mind, and he moved to Champaran first. Before going to Champaran, Gandhiji went to Muzaffarpur to collect some more information about this issue, okay, which Gandhiji thought that Rajkumar Shukla was unable to provide. He accordingly sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kriplani of the Arts College in Muzaffarpur. It means Gandhiji had sent a telegram, an urgent message to J.B. Kriplani, who was the professor of the Arts College in Muzaffarpur, whom he had seen at Tagore Santiniketan school. So Gandhiji has met with J.B. Kriplani, the professor at Tagore's in Santiniketan school. The train arrived at midnight, 15th April 1917. Kriplani was waiting at the station with a large body of students. That means when Gandhiji went to Muzaffarpur, J.B. Kriplani was waiting with a large number of students on 15th April 1970. Gandhiji stayed there for 2 days in the home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. So he stayed over there for 2 days, and he stayed in the house of Professor Malkani, okay, who was a government school teacher. It was an extraordinary thing in those days, Gandhiji commented, for government professor to harbor a man like me. In smaller localities, the Indians were afraid to show sympathy for the advocates of the home rule. So as we all know that J.B. Kriplani was a professor, but Professor Malkani, who was a government school teacher, he he provided shelter to Gandhiji. This was something unique because the Indians were too much afraid under the British rule, okay, because the Professor Malkani was the government school teacher, but still he provided the shelter to Gandhi. That means he provided harbor to Gandhi. The news that Gandhiji's advent and of the nature of his mission spread quickly through Muzaffarpur and to Champaran. Sharecroppers from Champaran began to arriving on foot and by convenience to see their champion. It means that as Gandhiji has taken initiative for this matter, for this issue, the landlord and the sharecroppers issue, the news was very much populated in those area. That means the people of Muzaffarpur and Champaran came to know that Gandhiji was on a mission. Muzaffarpur lawyers called on Gandhi to brief him. They frequently represented peasants group in court. They told him their cases and reported the size of their fees. So there was a big role played by the lawyers of Muzaffarpur, because what Gandhiji came to know that Muzaffarpur lawyers were very much influential in this matter, because they have already represented peasant groups in the court, and they told him about their case and they reported the size of their fees. Naturally, if a case goes to the court, the lawyer will charge his or her fees. So this was also the same case over here. Gandhiji chided the lawyers for collecting big fees from the sharecroppers. He said, I have come to the conclusion that we should stop going to law courts. So finally Gandhiji chided over here means rebuked. Gandhiji rebuked, or we can say Gandhiji scolded the lawyers for collecting big fees from sharecroppers. And he said, I have come to the conclusion that we should stop going to the law court. So finally Gandhiji explained this matter to the sharecroppers, and he said that we shouldn't go to the law courts because spending too much money is useless over here. Okay, taking such cases to the court does little good where the peasants are so crushed and fear stricken. So it was very true from the Gandhiji's part, because he thought that the peasants were crushed and the peasants were fear stricken. Fear stricken means full of fear, crushed means crumbled. So it is useless to take them to the court. The real belief for them is to be free from fear. So what Gandhiji came to know from the matter was, the real belief would be if the sharecroppers are free from their fear, if they are bold enough to speak out, they can do anything. So children, I hope you all have understood from till this part, because as Louis Fisher has explained in a very simple language, and he has used simple words also. So